How was it just your first game being at Oklahoma? How did it feel?
Awesome. I mean, we were coming out of the tunnel right there, and right before the team came out, just get a chance to be back at this level, and the fan support, the people. I mean, it was awesome. Just the energy, everything about it, and it gave me goosebumps. It was incredible.
What did you make overall about the way the defense played? The pressure, the turnovers. Obviously, it's different challenges away, but for game one, what did you think about the field?
Just proud of them. A lot of work goes into this first game. I mean, you hit each other for 8 months, and you finally get to go out and play somebody, and all the things you work on, the things you preach, whether it's the turnovers, the disguising, the multiplicity, just the effort that it takes to win a game, the toughness. Just to get to see that on display tonight, more than anything, I felt like we played a game where, man, no matter who it was that got in, had an opportunity, man, they played hard, they tried to play disciplined, and we did a really good job of attacking the ball.
So almost the build-up to the game is almost good that you lose a coin toss and get to play defense first?
I always want to play defense first. If anybody's ever asking me, I like to get it over with, get on the field. Go set the tone right now. Let's go out there, get a 3 and out, let them know how the game's going to go and move on from there.
Brent said that you were given the game ball in the locker room afterwards. What was that like for your first game here?
That was pretty cool. I got lifted off the ground afterward and thrown up about 7 times, about flipped on my head. But no, just amazing. I mean, our players are just incredible. Everything that, man, they've been through the last 8 months to grind to the summer and just getting ready for this moment. It really wasn't me doing anything special. It was all them, out on the field, and they make the plays, and I'm just there to help them along. So it was awesome to get to experience that with them and to get to celebrate.
We've talked to a lot of your players in the last 8 months, and they've told us a lot about you. And the one thing that they always talk about is how much they relate to you and you relate to them because of your age. Can you talk about those relationships you've built with them during these last 8 months?
Yeah, I grew up in the social media era. I had online classes, so similar to how they experience things throughout their college career. I've been a part of that more recently than a lot of guys have. So it just creates a natural bond and an understanding of kind of what they're going through and what it looks like. So, man, we just got what a great room I've got, and the linebackers and the whole defense as a whole. To just get a chance to be around them is awesome.
Can you talk about the defensive line? You guys use a ton of guys, a lot of rotation, and just how confident you are, whether it's the first, second, third.
Man, Coach Chavis and Coach Bates do an unbelievable job of getting those guys ready to play every week. Man, we're deep when it comes to the defensive line. We got a lot of guys that are really good players, and we want to be able to roll them because, man, the 300-pounders are better when they're fresh. So just the ability to play a lot of guys and get them out there, man, we want to do that as much as we can to just help them get off and create sacks opportunities because fresh guys are usually better than tired guys.
Brent said that you called the defense tonight. I'm wondering, how much does he get involved? We know he's a vocal guy, loves to have his hand in the mix. How much is he in your ear, maybe giving you suggestions?
I mean, he's been the best defensive coordinator in the country for 20-plus years, and so he's just sees the game. It's slow for him. You can see it all before it happens, and so just the opportunity to have him on the headset and talking to me the whole time, just about, hey, this is what I'm thinking, this is where we are. That's always a benefit, no doubt about it. And every now and then he'll be like, "That was a good call," and I always feel good about that. So that means that he agrees. So it was good. Really enjoyed it.
After spending so much time,
did you feel like you tackled? It looked like when your guys knocked them back quite a few times. Did you feel like you had a good tackling night?
I did. I felt like early, first time you're in real live game action, we missed a couple easy ones, a couple layups in the first, 2-3 series where I was like, man, we could have knocked that guy back for 3, and we kind of challenged him to that on the sideline, and then the rest of the night, man, we did a great job of really striking. We got a physical, attacking type of mindset as just a defense as a whole, and that shows up when they get on the field.
Zach, after spending so many years with Brad at Clemson, what's it been like these last 8 months to be back working with him?
Feels like home, I mean, he's like my second dad, and I know everybody says I sound like him. I don't know if I agree with that, but hey, I love him to death, and I am so appreciative of him, and he just makes everybody around him better. He's just one of those guys that, man, you love him because of how he holds you to a standard and then loves you the same way, and so it's just been a phenomenal experience, and I'm just looking forward to the future.
What was it like for you those few years, just being able to kind of branch out and learn on your own a little bit too. Take from some other guys.
Yeah, I mean, just it builds confidence. We were a really good team last year on defense where I was, and getting to come into a situation where they have turned things around, man, and just to get to take over and enjoy the process of getting better. I think it gave me great perspective and appreciation for the opportunity here at Oklahoma.
Just the familiarity with Coach Bates and Coach Chavis and just all the assistant coaches as well help you out in getting up to speed and getting going right away?
A ton. I mean, we speak the same language fast. They've been around me. I've been around them. I know how they react on game day. I know how they operate day to day in their practice sessions and their film sessions. And we got some really, really good coaches on this staff. And man, I rely on them as much as anybody else to come up with great ideas, execute, and get their players to play at a high level.
This is sort of a 8-month-old question, but take us back to when Brent called you and said, hey, you want to be my defensive coordinator. What was that like for you?
It was awesome. Obviously, it's a kind of a dream come true type of idea. I mean, Oklahoma is one of the greatest historic programs in the country. And just the opportunity to come and to have a chance to just be part of that legacy is amazing, and to do it with somebody that's, basically I owe my career to throughout the years. That man gave me my first job, gave me the start when he didn't even know me. I'm such appreciative of that, and it's kind of fun to come full circle back to it.
Coaches are always around unique personalities, and you get to work with one of the most unique personalities as a linebackers coach. What's it like working with Danny?
Oh, man, I love Danny. He's so funny and just brings a great lighthearted spirit to the room. You can tell he's a wily veteran because he'll cut a joke right at the right time, and everybody laugh at Coach Alley, and that's a good thing. Keeps it light, but, man, then you get on the field, and he's just an absolute alpha. Every sense of it, man. He's a leader. He cares. He holds everybody to a standard. He's always trying to do the best for the team and not just himself. And those are rare to find. And when you got one, man, you got to love and you got to help grow and promote that as a group.
Jaron getting that scoop score today, I know it's on special teams, but what can that do for him? And some of those reps that guys can get on special teams, how important is
Oh, everything. I mean, first off, I was so excited. I mean, it was just awesome because Jaron's such a great player and a great kid, and so it was fun to watch him have success. And man, everybody knows that at this level and the next level, you got to play on special teams if you want an opportunity to make a team in the NFL and those things. And so we promote that culture here, on the staff, man. You're going to start on defense, you better start on special teams somewhere. And so he just does a great job in all phases for us.
What is it about Dolby that you guys like so much? He's clearly a guy that his stock's rising, seems like every day, but what is it that you guys like about him so much?
He's really physical. He might not be the tallest, longest guy, but man, he's small but mighty. And he's trying to come in there and knock your head off, and an elite coverage guy out there in the slot, and can lock down anybody in the country. And we get to play great competition, obviously, every day in practice, and you watch him just be consistent, and he does it. And so I'm just proud of him and his development, his growth.
You don't have to adjust that cheetah position. Just you talked about his size, right? He plays bigger than his size, but most of the Isaiah Simmons, as the Roy Williams type of size guys. Do you have to adjust kind of how you use that cheetah, or can you just use it as is for your scheme?
I think that just no matter what position it is on the team, you're always trying to play to guys' strengths. And so whether it's the cheetah, the Mike, the Will, the defensive end, whoever it is, what they're good at is what we want them to do. And so we don't have necessarily a scheme where you say, man, this is what works all the time, we're going to do it. No, we're trying to base it around our players. We want to put them in positions to be successful and to have an opportunity to do what they do well. I tell them, listen, if you're a good rusher, we're going to rush you. If you can't cover in man, we're probably not going to play man. We'll do something else. So I think just as a whole, we always try and put guys in the best situations possible, for whatever their talents are.
This is another eight-month-old question for you, but what did you know about the Oklahoma football program, other than obviously Brent and some of the guys on staff here, but what did you know about just OU football?
I'd watched a couple games, over the years, just when it was on TV, had an opportunity, and, I didn't know a whole lot about the most recent era. I knew a lot about Coach V's time here because of being at Clemson, and we still got film from Rufus going out there and smoking guys at linebacker, so I'd seen a lot of that, but recently just watched a couple games, and, I always thought, man, that, if Coach V ever had an opportunity, he could really come back and make a defensive stalwart out of Oklahoma, and I think that's what what he wants to do, and we believe we're working towards that, every day, just trying to get incrementally better.
What was your thoughts when you took the head coaching job here?
I was excited. It'd been a long time, and he just found the right fit. Coach V is definitely not somebody that jumps at every opportunity, that, he's going to do things for the right reasons all the time. That's just how he is as a man, as a foundation of who he is as a person. And so when he got the opportunity to come here, I was like, man, that's the right fit. Obviously being here for a long time, and he knows the people, the community, all those things. And so I was just really excited for him, and was happy to see him get a chance to be a head coach, because he's really good at it.
Zach, do you remember the first time you met Brent and what your initial impressions of him were?
I do, actually. So I was a student assistant at Clemson. He had got there like 3 or 4 days after we got back to school that January. And I walked in the room and shook his hand, and he probably thought I was a player at the time, because I looked like it, and said, hey, I'm a student assistant, and I'm just volunteering. I'll move chairs for you, whatever you need. And he gave me an opportunity to stay around. And obviously, I don't know how many years later, but here we are.
When you first got the job at Oklahoma, did you feel like there was a possible chance for you to come over, first go around back in 2022?
I thought that Coach V, he was going to make the best decisions at the time to be successful, and I believe everything happens in God's timing. It does. And, I think that me being here now is exactly what my path was supposed to be. And, God had a plan that's always better than my own, and I'm just thankful for it now.